Hi, my name is Joni Martin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who loves to play with paper. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a card with the beautiful products in Hydrangea Hill. Specifically, we're going to talk about the dies, this beautiful sheer ribbon, and we're playing with these lovely papers. Let me tell you a little bit more about the papers. They have lots of florals, obviously, some big hydrangeas in them, some smaller ones you can use to make hydrangeas, and then some even smaller, just like bouquets. And then on the back are some lovely, softer, smaller prints that work well with them. Plus, they also have a paper that's like a mercury paper and two of the purples we use here. So the colors that are used in hydrangea are along here. So lots of pastels. We throw in a dark green there for some of the leaves. Let's get started with our card. Here's the pieces for our card. Before we do anything with the card, we're going to talk about the envelope. If you've watched some of my other Facebook Lives on Thursday or seen other YouTubes, you know I'm a big believer in no naked envelopes. If you've gone to the work of making a handmade card and mail it to someone, let them know ahead of time there's something special inside the envelope. They're going to bring in that stack of bills and junk mail, and yours might be the shining light in that pack of mail. And they'll already know it's special because the envelope is special. So to decorate my envelope, I grab a piece of paper, either what I've used on my card front or a coordinating one, and I cut a piece that's 2 1/4 by 6. All the measurements and a printed list of supplies and directions for this project you can find on my blog, scrappinwithjoni.com. So this piece of paper is going to line up right there against the fold. I use liquid adhesive, probably because it's my favorite adhesive, but for this it's really nice because I can kind of move it around till I get it right next to the fold. And when I close the envelope, I don't want to see anything at the top. Okay, we'll set that aside and come back when our card is done. My card base is gorgeous grape. Isn't that a fun color? It is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and remember those numbers are on my blog. I'm going to fold it in half. For me, it's easier if I start straight. I'm more likely to get a straight fold. So I'm using my grid paper, and then I'm going to grab my bone folder just to get a nice, tight, crisp fold. Let's try that again. All right, so here's the fun pieces. This will be for the inside of our card. We're setting that aside. Look at that print. Isn't that gorgeous? And I am matting it with Highland Heather. So when we get done, we're going to progress from a dark purple to the lighter Highland Heather, a lighter purple, and then this beautiful print that uses both purples. I'm going to begin by attaching my print paper to my mat. And again, I'm just grabbing the liquid adhesive. For something like this, the adhesive doesn't matter as much as long as it's going to hold over time. You don't want to mail someone a card and they think they've gotten a card kit because it comes in pieces. And as long as you know it's going to hold, grab whatever adhesive you're most comfortable using. That's what you're going to have the most success with. And I'm just lining it up here. And now it's going on my card front. This is such pretty paper. And that's going to go here. Really, that in itself is gorgeous. Someone would love to get a note card. Or you could pop a happy birthday on the front of that. And I'm using liquid glue again so I can move it around till I get it where I want it. But we're going to do something special with this. I did some die cutting. And the dies I used were one of my go-tos. These are called rectangular stitch framelits. And the one that's flipped the other way, that's the size I used. If you didn't have these, you could cut to the size you needed. This pack also comes with a set of dies. And I used the flower and the leaf. This was the size that my flower would fit on. And I cut a mat of the Highland Heather, which is the mat I used here, the same size. And I'm going to start by attaching them. I sometimes like to mat that element on the front. It just makes it stand out a little bit more. So that's going there. And we'll get centered in my little Highland Heather mat. There we go. Now I'm going to attach this to the card. And again, if you didn't want to do the flower, didn't have the dies, you could follow this same process and put a sentiment in here. Decide what size you need, cut it in white, mat it in one of the colors. I'm putting it in the lower corner because that's just, I feel like I get to see more of the flowers that way than if I centered it. All right, now the fun part. So this is cut out. This is my leaf. It's old olive. I used the leaf die. On the back, before I cut it, I put a piece of our adhesive sheets. And what that does is, think of it like turning your paper into a sticker. So I'm going to pop that off like this. Okay. And then these pieces are coming out. And as I peel my adhesive off, they'll take some of that. I'm just kind of loosening it for them. Okay, now back here, I take my pick tool. If you have better fingernails than I do, the point of your snip, something to get under there, and peel that off. And so see, it really cleans out the leaf for you. And here we go. And I know this just fits, so I'm going to kind of stick it like right here in the corner. My leaves are going to overlap my mat, and I think that's okay. I think it brings attention to the mat. And I'm just right now concentrating on the top part, and I'll show you why. Remember I said we were going to use this gorgeous sheer ribbon? Isn't that lovely? Oh, and you know what's nice when it's a sheer ribbon? Ties so easily. I want about 6 inches of this. I'm grabbing my ribbon scissors. Do you have a separate scissors for ribbon? Paper can dull your scissors. And so in order to remind me that this is just for ribbon, I have this lovely add-on. That's hard. When I go to grab it for paper, I see this and no, that's not what I want to be using. Okay, so to attach the ribbon, there's lots of things you could do. A bow, a glue dot. We're going to go easy on this one. I'm going to slip it under the adhesive, like between, I want to catch it above that, there, like that, above there. Then this is going to go back down, and all we're going to do is knot it. So easy. Everyone can make a knot. And you don't even need to make a double knot. It's not going anywhere. Then I'm going to go back in again and trim it. When I trim it, I like to go at an angle. I think it just gives the ribbon a little more finished look. We're almost done with this card. Look how easy this is. Die cutting ahead of time, everything else is done for you. Now here's my flower, and I want this to pop up a little bit. So I'm going to grab dimensionals. And if you haven't used dimensionals before, think of like foam. They're sticky on both sides. These pop off into small shapes. And I'm just going to put some on the back. I tend to get a little over generous with these. You don't need a lot. They hold well, but you know, really, I probably wouldn't need that many, but that's okay. Then you're going to pop off the back. They just peel off. For me, it's a little easier to use the take your pick tool, but however it works for you. Then this is going to go right here and wherever you want it. That mimics the flower in the background, but it kind of stands out and gives a little pop. This is my insert. I'm not going to attach that yet because I'm still deciding what I'm going to use it for. And I want to, it'll be easier for me to get a better image if I stamp it before I attach it. So that's going to go there. Let's go back to that envelope. And we're going to trim it just like this. I'm using the envelope flap as my guide. And, oh, we'll get that out of here. Easy peasy. Look at that card. It has nice impact. I think this is going to be a birthday card when I'm finished with it, but it could be a sympathy card. Can you ever have enough thinking of you cards? Just someone to write a note in. But when they open it, it looks great. It looks like, oh, somebody put a little effort into making a card for me. We won't tell them how easy it was. If you're looking for other new card ideas, check out my blog, www.scrappinwithjoni.com. As you're looking through there, a pop-up will come up and you can sign up for my email because I include a new card idea in every Sunday night email. So you want to be getting that email. I'll let you know about other specials and some other tips along the way too. I hope you like my video. I'd really appreciate a like if you did. And don't forget, if you want to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button. Until next time, keep crafting.